So I'd like to introduce Michael Calandra Sensei, who is here in Okinawa to visit his teacher for Isshin-Ryu Karate. Isshin-Ryu Karate. You've heard of Isshin-Ryu Karate? Isshin-Ryu Karate. Isshin-Ryu was created by Shimabukuro Katsuo Sensei, and is a mix of Kian Karate and Dojo Karate and Kian Kobudo. Taishin Kian Kobudo too, absolutely. And Michael Sensei, for a long time, was a cop in New York, transit cop, and quite senior policeman. And now he resides in Arizona. And we're very lucky to have you here, Sensei. Thank you for coming. He also has a very good website with lots of videos, YouTube channel videos, interviewing other martial artists and also presenting his own martial arts. He trains in many styles. And I was quite excited because we were talking earlier, and I was asking about, we were talking about knife defense. So you know, in Okinawan Karate, there's not much knife technique, almost none, really. But Sensei has a lot of experience in this area and teaches this as part of his curriculum. So I asked him if he would teach tonight, and he said yes. So we have a very good opportunity tonight to train knife defense, knife skills, I think we will learn. I'm sure we will learn something very, very useful. Sensei, if you'd like to say something, goes on. Okay.
So, those of you living in Okinawa, obviously, you're probably not too worried about facing somebody on the knife. But those of you living in the UK, or the US, and some other places, and if you're planning on traveling the world, I mean, depending on where you go, there are serious knife cultures. All right. So again, we do these things hoping that we never need them. The founder of my style, Tatsuo Shimabukuro, he had a small knife curriculum. That's not what we'll be doing tonight. Tonight we'll be doing jumping around a little bit, and I'll also be talking about what it's like facing someone that's armed with a blade. Okay. Now you can feel free to ask questions, so don't hesitate to ask me questions. And we'll just have some fun and see how it goes. Okay? All right.
Should we begin with the parents
Sure.
from the dojo?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Show me. Ready? Hi. Sensei. Hey. Onegaishimasu. Hey. Onegaishimasu. Hi.
Okay, so we'll start off with someone holding a knife to you. Okay? So what's the purpose of someone holding a knife on you? The purpose of someone holding a knife on you is they're probably going to be demanding something from you. Whether it's your wallet, your watch, your cell phone, jewelry, whatever. Okay? The reason the person actually presses the blade into you is twofold. One, he wants to be in close because maybe the police are around and he doesn't want to be seen. Two, if anybody's ever had a knife to their throat, I did when I was 12, okay? And so, believe me, it'll wake you up, okay? So it's a sense of control for him, all right? So when I'm here, I do this, right? So now, I did it exactly the way I would do it if it was for real, which is I was talking, and he's listening to me talk, and I did it without giving him any indication of what I was going to do. Okay, right? Okay. So the mugger, the guy that's going to come up to you, he's going to be giving you, no, you stay here. He's going to be giving you direction. He's going to be saying, okay, give me your money. He's going to tell you, don't move, don't move, don't move, give that, okay, right? You want to start talking to him because his brain is going to have to try to listen to you. So now he's trying to talk, you're talking to him, he's getting confused. That's what we want. When we make the move, there is no wind-up. Wherever our hands are, it has to go from there. So when I was a teenager and I started karate, I would have my friends hold this here and I would always go from down here, just to train and see if I could do it. Tonight, we're not going to worry about trying to push in, okay? But eventually, if you work this technique, you want to have the guy try to push in when he sees you move, okay? All right. So if I'm talking, he's going to say, don't move. I'm going to say, all right, man, listen, I'll give you whatever you want. My hands, okay, man, don't move. All right, I'm not going to move, right? But again, I'm moving my hands a little bit. his eyes are gonna see that movement. It distracts him. I'm talking, but I'm telling him I'll do whatever you want. You want my car? I'll give you my grandkids, whatever, right? He's gonna be listening. He's gonna be saying, be quiet. Now his brain is working. That's when we make our move, okay? So this is one of the things and the differences between combat and sport. So in combat, right, I can be older. I am older, I'm 61, right? But the bad guy is usually gonna be what? 30. He's 30. He's gonna be 20, right? Or 17 or 18. So the standard joke in law enforcement is when you become a police officer, the criminal's 18 to 25. And when you retire 20 years later, the criminals are still 18 to 25, okay? So how do we do this? This hand is gonna come here on the inside, this hand's gonna come on the back. Now the mistake I see a lot of people when they do this technique is they clap. So they do this and let go. So we don't wanna do that. We wanna do this, and now from here, we're gonna come to here. Maybe do kotegashi, okay? Now, I'll talk a little bit about kotegashi because there's some issues when I see people do kotegashi. There can be no space in here. If there's space in here, he will pull out. He'll just yank his hand out, okay? So you squeeze the space. The pinky has to squeeze in. The pinky and then here. Now, even with one hand, he doesn't like it. But I would never do one hand. It would be two, okay? If he goes down, knee kick, front kick, whatever you want to do. If he stays standing, I come here, relax, so it doesn't hurt. I can follow an elbow, headbutt, whatever you want to do, okay? When you train knife defense, if the knife doesn't come out of his hand, which eventually, some people are very stiff, it won't. So when you come here, right, the knife's still here. So now if I follow up and I take him down, right, I never leave the knife in his hand. You always take the knife, even in the dojo, out of your partner's hand, okay? You think you won't leave it in his hand, but the way you train is the way you will fight. So never leave the knife in his hand. If you do kotegashi very hard, usually the knife will go flying. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, if there's more than one guy, you've got to realize there's now a knife on the floor or wherever it is. You have to be aware of that. Okay, so on kotegashi, you'll see a lot of people step back and do this. This is a very Aikido way of doing it. Okay, but this is not effective in combat. Okay, so in combat, if I'm doing kotegashi, when I come here, it's immediate and it's this way. And I go this way, and he knows if I really cranked it, his wrist would be gone, right? And obviously, he can follow up. I can sweep here, take him down, whatever you want to follow up with. Okay? So, any questions on this one? Go ahead.
Kind of going way left to start. If someone does come up to you with a knife and bugs you, it's not for any other purposes because they want something. Is it a better idea just to give it to them?
Okay, so that's a good question. And 35 years ago, that's what I taught.
Okay.
But here's the problem with the modern criminal. So I'm not going to be there. You're going to be there. Okay? So you have to make that decision. But if he's telling you he's going to cut you, if he's telling you he's going to kill you, I would believe him. Okay? So we've had incidents where the guy put the knife on the side, which we're going to go over this too here. The guy gave the guy his watch, gave him his cell phone, gave him all his money, and the guy cut him. Cut him anyway. And when we got there to take the report, the guy was asking us. He survived, luckily. And it was a bad cut. He survived. He says, I gave him everything he wanted. Why did he cut me? So I get asked this question all the time. The reason he cut him was because he likes him. See, we want to have this idea that criminals can be rehabilitated, and if we're nice to them, they'll be nice to us. They're criminals. Their job is to be criminals. That's their job. Their job is to be a bad guy. They catch you unawares, okay, they're going to try to do something. Now, in the case of a female, right, they may try to remove you, take you somewhere, right, do something, okay? Maybe they're using this to control you, all right? So the answer to your question is, if you think that you can give him your money, whatever, and he's going to let you walk away, then of course I would say, go ahead. But if you think he's not going to let you walk away, well then you better do something. So the answer always in my dojo is it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay? And just some things. I mean, like certain things. We're going to go through a bunch of different knife scenarios. So I want to do a couple where we hold it, and then we'll start doing some more dynamic stuff. Okay. So my knife program, when I teach it, and I do knife defense probably in my dojo, a few times a month. I do gun disarms a few times a month. Okay. And I teach very traditional karate, but I live in the real world. And in the real world, I've traveled all over the world. Last year I was in Cali, Colombia. Not a safe place, right? So if you're going to travel and you're going to go different places, you want to have an understanding of how to do that. And like we were discussing this afternoon, this is not something you're really seeing anymore in the curriculum in Okinawa Karate. And it's something that should be in the curriculum of Okinawa Karate. Okay? And if we're going into modern times, well, if someone holds a gun on you, well, you should know how to possibly remove that gun from them. And there are techniques to do that, no question about it. Okay? So, any other questions? Okay, so you want to try this one?
Yep.
Okay, so you can grab the wooden knives there, you can grab them if you want to do metal. So all I'm going to suggest is be careful of the windows, because I don't want to, if someone does it good and the knife goes flying, I don't want anything getting broken. Okay, so you can set them up, James, whatever way you want to set them up. Anybody want this one? And go slow, I'll walk around, I'll help everyone.
That's okay.
Okay,
So it starts off.
don't move your hands too much.
Please don't hurt me.
He's nervous.
So that was the first one.
Okay.
Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'll give you my phone, the lot. I've got loads of money on you. Can have it.
This here, this move here is the
Sell
most
myself
important.
on you.
That's the most important. So you want to work that.
That's the thing. Is you will get stabbed. You will get stabbed. It's
You
just reduce the
gotta
amount
push
of time
it
you get
in.
stabbed.
Point, yeah.
Please don't hurt me.
Again.
I've got kids at home. I've got 3 kids, and I look after my elderly town. So
You know what I'm saying? No.
Feel like naturally in the beginning, you're not pushing it on the money.
okay, so the lot goes stabbed. Please be gentle because my wrist hurts. Oh yeah.
Okay. No. When you do that, so you're here, right? You're telling me, giving me money.
Right.
So you do this.
Oh, I'm still hands.
Yeah, so he's gonna be, what are you doing? He's gonna do something, he's gonna stick you. He's gonna stick you, right? Okay? Yeah, now, getting stabbed here is no big deal. Here. Getting cut here or here, that's a problem. Okay, so even if you get stuck here, no big deal. Okay, so,
So you're really ready to
yeah, so, do it from down there. See, okay, do it again. Okay, no.
Let's do
My hand shouldn't move. Go. Here,
Around should
here.
move.
So that's where you hit. So just do the slap. This hand comes here. That hand comes on the back here. Same time. That's it. Now see how it's right here? Now from here, you go here. This thumb comes here. This thumb comes around. Now this foot steps through here. And then here, grip, squeeze, and go. But that's it.
Ah,
Hold on to me.
Okay.
Okay.
You will get there.
Hold on.
We'll get there.
Okay? Now, once he's here, you take this, you drop it straight down. That's one. Another one, right? Stomp kick, back of the elbow, stomp kick here. Another one is you come this way, this one. This just spirally fractures it. Another one you can do once he's down.
Yeah, that seems simple.
This way. Now here, go strike here, but you won't
A
like
bit
it.
of a crunch.
Good. You just there.
Don't move your hand.
Roll.
So the mistake everybody makes on this
Yeah, take it
is move your hand. I don't move your hand.
Right.
So the initial move is the most important thing in this technique. Everything else is action. So this is the action. So like in the beginning of my dojo, I just have people literally just drill this. Just drill this. Just drill this. Okay? So you see how your hand is moving? Okay. So this one, if you get stabbed straight in here, it's no big deal. Okay? Does everybody know what a tracheotomy is?
Open the.
That's in essence what's going on. So it's no big deal. If you get sliced here or sliced here, that's a bigger problem because this is your aorta. Right? Okay. So we'll start here. Okay. So obviously we don't want to do this because we're going to cut our own throat. Okay. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to come up and move like this. All right. So as I can move here. Then from here, now I have, this is a reverse kotegaeshi, right? So I'm here, I can follow from here, I can come here and keep going. I can also come here and break from here, okay? But again, the most important aspect of this technique is this initial move. So what I try to do is when I do this, I don't want to grab here because his wrist can still move. So when I grab, I will try to grab the hand, okay? So again, when I was originally training this, I would literally just have someone here, and I'd say when I move, try to cut me, and I would just do this over and over again. You know? And like I'm looking at you, I don't even have to look at it. That's the level you want to get to, where you just know where it is and you can grab it. Okay? So that's the one on this side. So the one on this side, this is far less common. So the two main ones for the throat are going to be this one mostly and this one. Maybe on occasion this, but the technique I'm about to show from here will work on this also. So you're getting 2 for 1, okay? So here. So what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to attack the elbow joint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in past the knife. So now the knife's behind him. Now in order for him to use it, he's got his natural instinct. Anytime you grab him, he's going to try to pull his hand back. That's what he does. He's not going to do some fancy counter. So when I do this, he's going to try to yank his hand back. But if I have him here and I sink and bring my elbow to the waist, so when we do this, this is one way you can drop down and make it a lot stronger, and you're here. So here's one of the things you don't want to do on this arm bar. So if I do this with him, we call this equalizing power. So we're both equal. I want him to go down and me to be here. That's what he feels in me. Okay? Everybody knows if you feel pain, right? Okay? So that's what you're doing. All right? So this one here, we're going here, right to here. Okay? And then like I said, you can do this, you can do this, you can take him down, kick, whatever. This one here, we're going to move in, step across. Now the knife's behind us. Makes it more difficult for him to bring into play. This arm bar, I've never had a criminal escape from this arm bar, and I've used it I don't know how many times. So some of the key points on this, right, is this is the joint I'm attacking, but I don't want to focus on the joint. So when you're doing a joint lock, you never want to focus on the point of attack. I know it sounds bizarre, okay? But when I'm here, right, I'm going to put my elbow on the floor. So this just happens to be in the way, okay? If I focus here, he can fight me. So I never put my intent is never here. It's in her foot over there, right? Okay? If I come here, it's in his rear foot, right? So I put the intent somewhere else. He doesn't know where that is, okay? So this is a concept we call in Tai Chi the dot. So we place a dot someplace. That's where we put our power. He doesn't know where the dot is. And it sounds crazy. Yeah, but I have to attack the joint. You attack only the joint, he can fight you at the joint. He'll fight you at the point of attack. If you put the power somewhere else, he can't feel it. Okay? Questions on these two?
Yeah, do you mean like you should focus instead on the part of the limb that you're isolating?
So what I'm literally doing, right, if I'm doing a joint lock like this, I'm putting my power in the floor.
Okay.
So if I'm punching him here, I'm not punching him here. I'm punching the wall over there.
Yeah.
So the power is never where he is. The power is always someplace else. And again, people have a hard time getting their head wrapped around this, right? But, you know, it's 100%, again,
Is it where you want them to go, or just
it could be where you want them to go.
Okay.
That depends on what you want to do. Okay? So there's a few different ways to use this armbar. So I'm keeping it pretty simple tonight. Okay? The same thing, if you have him in this armbar, let's say, right? And maybe you don't catch him quick enough, and now he bends his elbow. So if he pulls his, bend your elbow. But yeah, so if he does that, now I count as Nikyo. And now with Nikyo, again, I'm not here. I'm in the center. Right? Now I put it on his rear foot. Now I put it on the bench over there. Right? And he feels the difference. He feels the power. It feels different. Right? So that's what you want. That's what you want to get. And the grip is vitally important. The biggest thing I see with karate people, especially, and not even just karate people, I see with jiu-jitsu people too, is because they are comfortable doing it in the dojo, the grip is weak. And then what happens is you have to do one of the joint locks for real. And your grip isn't there, and the guy just yanks his hand out. So then you get things like, oh, these techniques don't work. Okay? I can tell you they work if you do them right. I've done them hundreds of times on fully resisting criminals. Okay? You know, I'm not big. Most of the criminals I'm doing it to the body. They're far larger than me. Okay? You do them right, the angles are right, the grip is right, they work. All right? So you want to try these two? Okay. Yeah. Okay. The other side. One. No. Now from here, this elbow here, squeeze in and down, and now I pull up, right? And I sit. So this is an example where it's not often you'll use like a Seiyuchin stance or Shikodachi in combat, but on this one, right? I wouldn't cross the legs in combat, just because I'm not a fan of the position. But you drop like this, or even if you do this like in jiu-jitsu, the left one this too. You know, it increases your power without doing anything. So a guy small like me, I have to increase my body. If I don't, the guy's escaping. So I don't know. Overall, it's okay, but you want to be. See, so
Drawing it with
you're a little like this, right? You know what I'm saying? Right, I don't like it, so I want to get here. Now, like I said, I have the one I was showing you the roll, this is a teeter top, right? So when I'm here, I'm with you. Here, right? So when I'm here, this is the center of the teeter top.
right.
In the
Because I
ball.
think that my arms
You know what teeter top is?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I pull this end up, he goes down. And you take your elbow and you try to touch your nose.
So is this hand first, right? The grab that you this hand. I power against you. So
Yeah, but see, why do you want to push it away? So as you do that, step in. Yeah, see, look, right, see, now you're right here. That's your lifeline, right? Now, so, this, you pull up to the ceiling. Good. This touches your obi. Keep pulling up. Now, bend your knees, sink. There you go. You want to twist this? This arm bar, I'm telling you, I've never had anybody do that.
Maybe
It's a brutal arm bar.
Yeah.
I noticed when you dropped your weight. Don't do it that way.
Yes! Stop. Just stay. Yeah. Okay. Squeeze this against the side.
What you want to say?
When it hurts.
Once you go to
When it hurts, tap. Okay, yeah, man. Okay, so a couple of things you want to realize. Okay. The guy doesn't know you know anything. He doesn't know you know anything. How's he going to know you know something? He doesn't. Okay? Now, if you're advertising it, well, yeah, then he's going to know you know something. Okay? So we don't advertise it, right? So he's going to be pretty shocked when you make your move. Okay? But when you make your move, you have to make it 1,000%. So again, I'm showing you the techniques tonight. No one's going to get them tonight. After I go, you practice, they get better. Okay? That's the only way they get better. Okay? Again, hopefully, you never need it. But if you do need it, you want to have an idea of how to do this. Okay? So, I'm going to show you one from behind, but I don't think we're going to work it. But I just want to give you an idea so we know. Do you have a knife? Yes. So just stand behind. Okay. So. No, in my back. Oh, yeah, like that, okay? So, again, not too common, but the guy's like, okay, give me your money, okay? All right, so most people are right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Right-handed, right? Okay, so which shoulder do I want to look over? Yeah, I want to look over my left shoulder.
Okay.
I'm assuming the weapon's in his right hand. It's the other hand I want to see. All right, please don't hurt me. I just saw his hand bent. What's he going to be telling me? Don't move, don't turn around. Okay, man, I'll give you my money, right? Now I move, now I'm here, boom, finished. Okay? So, the smart criminal might do this. Okay? So that's why I want to show you. Okay? So that's why you look over the left first. Now, let's say you're a lefty, right? Okay? All right, please, I don't want any trouble. I already saw the other thing. All right, man, please, don't, I don't want to do it. Okay. All right. Can I move inside? I can, but, so either way, you can practice both. But again, this one isn't as common. There are ones I teach from this, but we're not going to do that tonight. The guy comes up behind you, okay? It's a little bit difficult, so we won't work that one tonight. Any questions? All right, so let's do one where he's holding it on the center, okay? So, he's here, right? So what do I want to do? First off, what you need to understand is, right, in order for him to put the knife in there, he's probably not going to be able to just push it in there. He's going to have to draw it back and come here, okay? So that's what we want. So I'm going to just move here, and I'm not going to move a lot. I'm not going to do this and step this big step, no. So when I move, you go to stay, right? I'm here, right? Now, right? Once I'm here, you can do whatever else I want to do, right? So right from here, we're just doing this. So I'm not doing this. You wind up, right, that's what you're doing. That's exactly how to do it, okay? Now, the problem is, you don't want to do this, because now it's coming right back to cut me. Okay, I see this all the time in knife defense. So you don't have to do that, right? When I move, James is going to try to just push forward, like, because right, you can't. Again, and all I do is just do this. That's what I want. Okay, all right. Yeah. So again, just from here, and then I come right back. And when I do this, this would come at his face. In here, be careful with that. I don't want to get it's all fun and games to somebody who's poking me out. Right, so be careful, okay? So then from here, then obviously kick, whatever you want to follow up on. And that you can always play around with. It's that initial move that you want to avoid, okay? If he's here, this again is not very common, okay? Then you can do things like this. Face it. Right, grade, okay? So you see, so this center one is gonna lead into the next one where we're gonna start to move a little bit, okay? So let's just try this one, and then here we go, okay? All right, and we do, in my dojo, we do work inside too, because you just may make a mistake, so you can't say redo, you know? Now, if I come here, I'm gonna come here and come here, right? All right? Now, if I come here, I may just come and try to take the arm, right? Okay? So we try to center, and you just want to literally just do this. The bigger the movement, the more he's going to see it. You want to keep the movement small. And you want him to realize you did something after he wakes up. Okay?
Hey. Hey. You could do that.
When I move, you stay.
Being similar
When I move, you stay.
I can't.
When I move, you stay. So I'm here, right? When I move. So I don't do that. You do that. And go. So look at where my hand is. I want to tilt it.
Sorry.
Don't push it down. Don't push it down. Don't even move it. Watch. So here's the feeling. The feeling is the feeling is this. So again, you know, I'm doing it slow, so you see it. Right?
I mean, this is
Here already.
moving to the X. And then
So I bring shoulder my own. Shoulder won't work. See, you go up, I don't have it. So then what I do is I make an adjustment.
some of the things and I use here.
So James is here, and I go, problem, it's too far away. Once I'm here, if I try to hold on, just shake your hand out. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So what I want is when he's here, I want it like that. Right away. Again, you don't want to push your hand. She's here, right? When I move, you stay. When I move, here you go. Okay. See? When I move, stay. Okay. See? You should be here. You should be here. Yeah, there we go. Ready? Right? Okay. Right? So we're here. So I don't want to do this. Because if I do this, see how my arms extend? So you feel. If I do this,
Tap me, tap yourself, or you can say stop, or yeah, it can be the way, whatever you like. I will listen.
when I'm here, you go to pull your hand out, I still have control. Do you understand? I don't have power. If you're fully extended, it's a problem. So, the only
That's okay, that's okay. If you're used to yes, we can work on that. How would you like to tap? Yeah. Ready? Yeah, that's it. Fantastic. Whoa, how was your best one so far? Yeah. There was like a sweet spot angle that was right on. Oh no, don't say sorry, my angel. It's fantastic. That one wasn't slightly as the last one, but it was still like, it was like a slightly different direction. I think the efficacy, I felt more of like the swan concentration.
No,
Swan was a nasty creature.
everything should be fixed. No, he grabbed me and pushed. Push it, right. So now I'm doing this, we're like this, so I hand her throat. He sees this rope, right? Yeah. I was like, oh, he's supposed to have the best job in the dojo. This. See here, squeeze. This foot, extend the shirt. You see how they boom, it's there, it's finished. When you do it hard, it's devastating. It's so fast. That's why you put it on. Yeah, it's strong.
Oh, I wound it up and just hit it over.
It's not about strength.
He thinks, as he's going this way, what way do you ask? Here he comes with his triceps.
See? Let's see.
I do this. What's his example?
It's very exploring.
What's over there? I got your hand. What's your instinct?
As
No, pull your hand out. Pull it right. Your instinct is, if I go to stab you here and you paddle, right? My instinct is to do that. That's what the guy's natural instinct is. We want him to do that. So when I'm here and I go like this, you know, pull your hand back, right? When you pull it back, that's when I do that. You follow it. You start your chin. You pull it. That's what he's doing. So I'm here. Yeah, I feel this right now. So now.
maybe I should just stick to boys.
Yeah! So when you see Aikido, they do this. That's right. The issue is this slowly stepping back. He shakes out. Pulls his hands. So let's do this one first. So let's do where the guy is kind of doing the, like this kind of thing, or like he's threatening you with it, but he's not really going to stab. It's like, listen, I'm going to cut you, right? So he's here. So what we want to do is we're going to come in and we're going to attack. We're not going to wait for him, right? So, and when I do this, what's he probably going to do? Or he's going to yank his arm back, right? Because he wants to come back, right? Again, so it's like, do you remember when they tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan?
Oh, yeah.
So, and remember that the Secret Service agent got shot? As soon as he did this. As soon as you grab, people instinctively try to pull out. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do this super slow. This one's very dangerous. And the problem is, it doesn't look dangerous. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a tripod with your two legs and your arms. So when you go to pull it back, I'm going to come here. And now I'm going to come here. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now. The problem with this one is, and we don't have to pull each other down on the floor. When you do this is going to hit the ground. This is going to slam into the floor at about 100 miles an hour. It's a devastating technique. And it's not fancy. You're not flying in the air. It's bad. Okay? So again, he goes to this, I grab, right? Now, I may headbutt here or whatever. I come here and I create that. Now from here, I can do a bunch of it. I can come here and I can snap the arm here if I want. But to be honest, if you do this right, he's going to probably be on Queer Street. He's going to not be, his brain, when it hits there, he's going to have a concussion. One of my black belts in jiu-jitsu, my jiu-jitsu sensei showed me this technique in football. And my black belt didn't know what he was going to do. And he did this, and I have it on video. And luckily it was on tatami, on springs. And when he hit, you see his head bounce off the tatami. And he was a little out of it, right? So this is a nasty one. So if James's foot is forward, right? So now, here's the line, this is the third dot. And you see how you're off balance? Okay, so now you put this one back, right? Now I have to come here. So it depends on where his feet are. You have, so she's here, right? So if I draw a line here and a line here, the dot's here. You understand? So that's what you gotta get a feel for. And you'll know, because the person you're doing it to, they'll immediately feel like they're gonna go down, okay? So again, what we don't wanna do. This is a problem, and this is what most people do. They move backwards, but they think they're moving forward. And you'll even see some boxers where they'll do this, right? But if you ask them, they'll say, oh no, I was moving forward. And I can tell you, watching a lot of criminals fight, they actually will sometimes move backwards as they punch. Because again, it's human nature. Well, I'm gonna stay as far away as I can and maybe still hit you. So, years ago, there was a robbery in a bagel store, and the guy had a gun, and there was a guy here, and he was pointing the gun at the owner, said, give me the money. The guy here went to grab the gun. I saw the video. When he went to grab the gun, he went like this. And the guy turned the gun and shot him, because he never grabbed it, he went away from it. If he had moved in and grabbed it, he probably would disarm it. So keep that in mind. You have to train yourself to move in. And as I mentioned, the human body's tough. You plan on being cut, okay? You know, if you're a guy, that's another scar, right? Chicks take scars, right? If you're a girl, try not to get one, right? Plenty of plastic surgery, right? But you can survive. Don't think, oh, I'm stabbed, oh, I'm gonna die. No, it doesn't work. Okay? All right? So try this one slow, and I'll come around and help with the angles. Okay? So as soon as you right, you just one. Now, that's it. So come in. So you want to create, so you want to here, like a triangle for here. So we create that third day. That's it. So now, so what you do is you can put it. And the other thing you do is also go to that. Also, step by step.
Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing you do is so the triangle. And this is what you start with. So you start from your triangle. You start with there. The guy out there. So you stop here. Right. Because now you're really stopping. So you go from the bottom to the head. He's gonna cut. Right. This is what he does. Right. It's just it's his instinct. He's gonna cut and protect where he thinks he's gonna get hit.
Just do one at a time. You don't need to go ahead.
One or two stomps, three stomps.
I don't know how to fold, actually. Hang on. I don't know how to fold.
Yes.
Okay.
My hands.
So I come here, I create the dot. There you go. Okay. Good. Yeah, try it.
Okay, I don't know how to break through.
So you can just sit. So I'll have you. So you're right? Don't do that. I have my creation dot, right? See how you're going down? Yeah. You feel how you're off balance, right? So as that happens, just sit down. Sit down, roll that out. That's it. Right. That's all you have to do. Okay? The big thing when you're break falling is you keep your chin glued to your chest. So the head is going to smack it. Okay? So that was good. Create that break. Don't resist. So, because you can't remember close, I'm praying for right now. So I'm just going to tell you. So that literally, it's not big, it's small. Breathe. So if you want to do it right now, that's it. See, I'm all ready, right? You can walk, keep walking and find that spot. You want to do that, right? Now, sorry. Like, I'm dancing. What do I mean by that, right? Because I'm moving, and then once it's here, I take here or break with it here. So,